As a mom, these are the cases that hit you right in the gut. Welcome back to Anxiety and Alibis. Let's talk about this case that makes me want to never leave my kids with anybody ever again, even if that means I'm going to get a root canal at the dentist. They're coming with me. We're going to talk about Melissa Norby. This case I saw on the new series Interrogation Raw on Hulu, and I am obsessed with it. But this is the one case that I was like, never have heard of it, and I was literally shocked. June 22nd, 2016, in Minnesota. Don't ask me to pronounce the city name because I cannot. Firefighters were called to a mobile home that was engulfed in flames. It was basically smoke so thick that you could not see like your hand in front of your face. Inside, they found 35-year-old Melissa Norby. She was deceased. She didn't make it out. When they were notified that there should have been another individual in the home, that's where things start to get crazy. Melissa was also babysitting a 5-year-old girl. They did not find her inside the home, outside the home, nowhere to be seen. So now this tragic fire is starting to look a little different, if you know what I mean. In the 5-year-old girl's case, the Amber Alert went out for her. Everybody in the town was in an uproar looking for this little girl. Like, I would have literally taken my child and duct taped them to my body at that point. They are starting to look at the fire and going, something's a little weird here. Rightfully so. Investigators start to go into the fire and look at it, take it apart piece by piece, and they find that gasoline residue is in the debris. Now, gasoline does usually go hand in hand with a fire, but in a house, it's not usually a part of the decor. So that's a red flag. Let's talk about Melissa, the one they found deceased. She was found underneath a mattress with her hands bound. She also died from strangulation and blunt force trauma. I've never seen a fire cause those things, but it's all, you never know, right? No. Right then and there, they were like, okay, something's off. We need to dive into Melissa a little bit more. As this was happening, time was going by. An hour, little girl is still missing. 2 hours, little girl is still missing. 5 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours, 24 hours, little girl is still missing. As they start to dig into Melissa's life, they do see that there is a constant person in her life. And I wouldn't call him a boyfriend. I wouldn't call him a partner of any sort, because she really did seem like she was just trying to get him to like her. I wouldn't even say a friend. And people will do crazy things to get people to like them. This 5-year-old girl's mom and Melissa were friends. Melissa has watched not only this 5-year-old girl, but her other kids as well multiple times. So it wasn't new for her to say, hey, you want me to take so-and-so? They start to dig into Melissa's life and they see that constant person, and it just starts to unravel. They get the person's name, bring him in, and he's well known as a predator. Like literally a pedophile. He's well known. So right there, red flag. I'm like screaming red flag, because how obvious can this be? This man is a pedophile and a 5-year-old girl is missing. They start to ask this man questions, and I'm not saying his name because ew. They start to ask him questions and he basically just denies everything. The truth is within the phone. I will say this once and I will say it many, many times. No matter what you try to do, your truth is in your phone. These messages that were exchanged between Melissa and this man were crazy. Okay? Crazy. Like I said, not a partner, not like even a friend, but they had like a daddy-daughter thing going on. And he's a pedophile. So right there, I'm like, what the, like, that's just crazy that's the relationship they had. So unfortunately, Melissa obviously wasn't up to par for this man, because what he wanted was an actual child. Melissa for some reason, unbeknownst to me, decided to bring this little girl into their arrangement, which is crazy. That makes me never want to trust anybody with my kids ever again, because you never know. Like, there is just evil people. But also, as a mom, why wasn't the mom checking to see who was over there with her child? Like, this would be a communication thing with me and my child. Who's there? What are you doing? Like, how are you doing? Give me a play-by-play so I know it's a safe environment for you. These messages were incriminating, to say the least. Basically planning for him to come over to see this child. And no one knows how many times before. I'm sure they know, but it's not said how many times before this arrangement has happened. It's just disgusting. That right there puts him going to the crime scene. Possibly being the last one to see this little girl. Definitely being the last one to talk to Melissa. They start to look into this man. They start following him and trailing him. They find a piece of property that is within the family of this man. On this property is a camper. Ding, ding, ding. Right away. The police get to the camper, and it's a rundown camper. There's no movement from inside, no noise, nothing. The door was duct taped shut so that it couldn't open, and the duct tape was clearly new. So they knew they had to open this door to see what was inside of this. They open the door and they find the little girl. The 5-year-old little girl that was missing is finally found. She's found alive, and honestly, from the body cam footage, she was like in good spirits because of how innocent she was in that scenario. Her feet were duct taped together. You can literally hear it in their voices how much this meant to them. The fact that she was alive was amazing. And it was because of the fact that they got to work so quickly, found those red flags so quickly, because she could have not been there when they opened that door. Then what? Or she could have been there, and yeah, this man was charged with murder, kidnapping, and arson. The bottom line was clear. Melissa had died, and a child had gone through something that no child should go through. As a mom, these are the cases that hit you right in the gut. Melissa lost her life, which in the grand scheme of things, I shouldn't, you know. As a parent, I would be like, if that was my child, good. Really does make you just go, who can I trust my children with? Like, the world is not safe anymore, and it just sucks. You need to know who's coming over and being in your kid's presence. You have the right to know that. You have the right to not want them to be near somebody who could harm them. And not everybody has the privilege to pick and choose that, unfortunately. That fire didn't just take a life. It exposed a truth that reminds every single parent just how quickly danger can hide behind a familiar face. Thanks for going over this case with me. Until next time, stay safe, stay aware, always trust your mom gut, because it's always right.